It is for what? Like shit. It really is like good morning, good afternoon. I doubt good evening. Probably if you're new in New Zealand. No, it's probably still good afternoon. Thanks for joining us, Wolfpack Performance. I'm your host, Jay, Performance Talk, and home of F1 Minute, the hottest, livest talk show on the planet for Formula One, where it's about you, not me. And this morning, I am up at, well, actually, I got up at 3:30 a.m. Standard Eastern Time. What time is it where you are? Let me know. Currently, it is 4:17. We are a few minutes outside of when this sprint shootout is about to happen. So while that is in process of taking place, let's just go ahead and go over some things that we should see today. Good morning, Mary Beanie. Good morning, Wildcat. Oh, yeah. Good morning, Galacticus. Colin, what's going on? I see we already got some people in the chat. We had this poll up. It said, can Charles continue running up front through the sprint shootout? 60% of you said yes. 40% of you said no. That is almost close to a 50-50 split, right? That's pretty close. So we're going to start another poll. And we're going to ask, can he do this? Because this is the big question, right? The big question is Charles capable of winning the race on Sunday? That's the big question. Now, I know we got the sprint shootout and the sprint race and all this other good stuff, but the big question is, can Ferrari bring a race win home? So let's look at what we are going to probably see today based on what we saw yesterday, and kind of cover those things as far as that case is concerned. So the first thing we're going to look into is the classification from yesterday at Azerbaijan, the Baku circuit, and Charles laid down a hot flying lap to take over Max Verstappen and gain pole position. That itself is definitely going to be a morale booster for not only Charles, but Ferrari. Ferrari thus far this season have pretty much been in a slump. Mercedes is definitely in a slump. I think people are overlooking other teams that are definitely in a slump. Ferrari has been definitely in a slump. McLaren is definitely in a slump. Although we do have other teams that are on a uptick or uprise, and those teams would be Aston Martin. Williams seems to be in a little bit better form. I'm not going to say they're in an uprise, but they're definitely in better form than last time. But as you see on this chart, Red Bull 1 and 3, 2 and 3. Charles is at 1. Sainz is at 4. So we got a pretty mixed starting grid right there. And top 5 is Lewis Hamilton capping that top 5 off. Fernando and Lance Stroll falling a bit further from where we are typically used to seeing them, at least this season. All right. Not overall, but at least this season. They're not typically where we have become accustomed to seeing Aston Martin. I wonder what is going on with that, as well as Oscar Piastri and Lando kind of peaking up here, making the top 10 list. Lando at 7, Oscar capping off that last point if it was a GP race at 10. And then from there, George Russell 11, Esteban. And of course, we know what happened with Alpine. Gasly probably got what may have been indeed coming to him since the situation that took place in Australia. Probably there may be a little bit of misfortune coming Alpine's way. We're going to see what happens in today's race. But the qualifying, which set the grid order for Sunday, did not go very well for them, as you all probably saw. Gasly, one, had a fire in the first part of the session I think that was in free practice maybe. And then in quali, he smacked the wall and ruined the car. So I don't know what's going to happen today, but we're likely going to see that. Now, let's look at how today is going to go. Today is going to go pretty different than what we're accustomed to seeing. Today is going to go like this. You're going to have Q1 with 12 minutes. Drivers are going to have 12 minutes to do the best that they can. And then from there, we will have 5 cars drop off, typical as we see in majority of our qualifiers. Then in Q2, you're going to have 10 minutes, 2 less minutes than you had before. And then drivers, again, going before crossing over into Q3, 5 drivers will be dropped off. The 5 lowest drivers will be dropped off, 5 lowest cars, however you want to get it. There's an elimination style, just as like any other time as we had yesterday. And then they will drop, again, 2 more minutes to 8 minutes only to do the best that they can do. Now, of course, what else changes through the course of these qualifiers is there is a mandatory tire allocation, and that is 2 medium sets of tires, 1 set each in qualifying 1, Q2. And then in Q2, Q3, they will have soft tires, all right? So I'm going to get ready to get us set up as far as what we need to have available to us. And yeah, that's where we're going to get ready to go. So let me know what you think about that format. Are you in favor of this format? Are you not in favor of the format? What do you expect to see today based on what happened yesterday? Yesterday was a pretty big mix up. You know, teams were not doing so great as far as tire temperatures. At least in my opinion, I felt that teams were struggling with tire temperatures to find grip. I think we saw that in several areas of the track. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays a part today, at least in my opinion. I want to see if Ferrari can continue to carry over this good fortune that they found thus far and see how that goes as well. So that's something else that I'm looking for. And hopefully we'll see what happens with the rest of the classification. Now, I don't know. What do you think you expect to see based off this classification? What do you think you expect to see? Me, I expect to see at least Carlos come up. Carlos disappointed me yesterday. I felt that should have had a bigger chip on his shoulder. I felt that I probably was expecting to see a bit more out of him, given what happened to him in the last race, and I didn't see that. I didn't see that, so I was a little bit kind of disappointed because I thought he was going to come in kind of hot, and I thought he was going to come in with a chip on his shoulder, and I felt like, okay, Carlos is going to let these guys know that indeed, not only should he not have gotten that penalty, but I'm going to show you what I would have done had I not gotten it. Like I thought he was going to come in like that, and that didn't really happen. So, yeah, I was. I'm not. Yeah, I was a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little disappointed. I felt like there was more there to happen than what actually happened, and Carlos didn't deliver. So that was my take on that. So we'll see what happens today. I'm going to show you right now. We are getting locked in. All right, we do have our boards up. All right, right now as it sits, wind is 4 kilometers an hour due northeast. 47.8 Celsius is the track temp. 24.2 Celsius is the air temp, and we are running about 66% humidity. Right now, there is no rain. Hopefully, there is no chance of rain. The track is clear. Drivers, as you see, zeroed out on speed. We do have some cars sitting right there. It would seem that Sainz has a little bit of RPM running on his, as well as Shaw. So maybe Ferrari getting those cars warmed up to the SF23, as well as Hulk, Ocon, and it would seem Piastri running a little bit lower. So we'll see if those things are actually true, if they are getting those cars warmed up. But until then, let's go ahead and have us a little bit of a conversation. See what you are thinking for today. Big shout out to Jay London, Galacticus, Jay, Mary Beanie. Oh, y'all are up this morning. I see you all. Joe, Tony, Racer X210 joining us. What's going on? It's good to see some of you up and ready to go. I'm a Wildcat, definitely up. I see you. Lewis, let's go. I love it. I love it. It's early, my side anyway. I know over there in the UK, you know, y'all are benefiting right now from this. It's probably like what, like 10 a.m. You all's time? Probably about 10 a.m., 10 something, 10:30. So yeah, a little bit later for you in the day than it is for me, but nevertheless, we are here together and we're going to make this happen. Right now, at my time, we are 5 minutes from this shootout running. Remember, it's going to be Q3, Q2, Q1. Mandatory medium tires for Q1 and Q2. Mandatory soft tire for Q3. 2 minutes will drop off every qualifying sector that we go into, starting off with 12 minutes to 10 minutes to 8 minutes. This is the first time that we're going to experience this. We're going to experience this together, and we're going to see what we think about it. So with that being said, how do we think about it? I am going to set up a Wolf's Den today, later on in the day, post the sprint race, and we will have a Wolf's Den debrief about the sprint shootout format. I want to hear what my family members think about what they saw, how you think it affected the sprint race overall, how you think it will add or not add to the race weekends going forward. Is it something that you really want to see? So save all your answers for that. Save those for the actual Wolves Den meet. I will set that up. I will post it up. Members will see that, and then you will come on into the Discord group, and we will have a big family conversation, debate, maybe even a slight bit of argument, which we don't argue like that. We argue with love. And we'll see where we stand as a group on this entire new format that is being laid up on Formula One. So we'll see how that goes. Yesterday, Akondu almost won a hat by trying to forecast or guess the qualifier, the pole sitting lap, and he was so close until Charles said, I'm going to do you one better by 2/10, I believe, right? What did the classifications say? Let's take a look at the classifications. I think he beat that 140.4 by 2/10. And yeah. 140. He said 144. I think he said 144.4 is what I think he said. And then Shaw comes in, lays down a 141.269. That was crazy. That was. I knew he was on a flying lap. I saw it. Like when I seen him, I mean, he was already testing the extreme limits of that track. But when he got on a rail, he was in a zone, and I could see the way. You could tell. You can tell sometimes by the way a driver starts driving that they are on a line. And I could tell Shaw was on a line, like no doubt. Right now, we do have a few more cars looking like they have started up here. So let's take a look at those. Let me go right here and set my screens up so I can actually see. So yeah, we got a few more cars starting up here. As you see right up there, Lewis Hamilton's car running about 4,000 RPM. It is in neutral, so Mercedes has started that car, getting that car warmed up. Tsunoda running about 3,300 RPM. K-Mag running about 4,000 RPM. So, yeah, teams are starting to get these cars set up. Nick DeVries, we will see him back today in the sprint shootout. Misfortune for him as well. Thought he was going to be able to go back out, but was unable to go back out. So, Nick DeVries' car over there warming up at about 3,500 RPM. So, yeah, teams are getting these things nice, juicy, and getting ready to go. So, we should start seeing some action really soon. So, yeah, we're gonna get into this. Fool, we're going to be hot and heavy into this, guaranteed. Let me see. Wildcat over there with the super chat. What's going on, bro? Wildcat says, busy weekend for me, F1 plus league race at Singapore and beta testing for the new F123 game. Yeah, thank you. By the way, thank you for mentioning that, bro, while you're beta testing. Good luck on that. Feel free to let me know how that goes as far as like what you feel and how you think about the game itself. But don't forget, we do have F1 22 races here, and eventually we will be going over to F1 23. We're going to give it some time, though, to let it sit and marinate for people to catch up and people to actually download the game. So as it sits right now, unless something massive happens, we'll have a competition at the end of the season here at Wolfpack, okay? Wolfpack F-It Grudge Racing Series, where somebody's going to have the opportunity to win $1,500 to $2,000 worth of gaming gear. I will get all the prices. I know I spent like $700 on the wheelbase alone. Carlos, a great Wolfpack family member, he supplied the pedals and the steering wheel. And there are many other things that are coming. That Galacticus, another family member, is sponsoring hats and shirts, Purple Collection hats and shirts for, I think, 1, 2, and 3. And then Jay London is supplying the honey buns. All right, honey buns, and that's pretty cool because that gives a lot of people to win. Because Jay London has said every driver of each race will get a box of honey buns. So right now, we're anticipating a 10-race series, but if we have over 20 drivers, we'll have to break that into a bracket system. So that's what's going to be interesting about that. Right now, it looks like we will have cars going on track. Yep, it's time to switch it over. It's game time for this shootout. So we will have more information on that, as well as I will shoot a promo video letting you all see the goodies. So as you see right there, drivers getting mixed in right there on our board. It's going to be time to see where they are going to sit at the end of this sprint shootout. Right now, we are going to be going off 12 minutes. As you see right there on the clock has already started. We're already down to 11 minutes and 30 seconds. And right now, none of this matters right now. I know we see Norris and Piastri sitting right there at the top. None of this matters right now. They are strictly trying to find some heat in those tires before they start laying down flying laps. But it is go time. We are about to try to see how this sprint shootout is actually going to work out. You know, right now, everything up until this point has been theoretical. Now we are in actual testing and real world scenarios where we're going to see, is this something that we as spectators, is it something as the drivers and the teams are really going to fall in love with? Or is Formula One going to find themselves adjusting this again. All right. I think honestly, I think there were some things that should have been done that definitely weren't done. And I feel like they should have addressed those things. And many of us have talked about this in the groups, closed Wolves Den groups, and literally on lives as far as what could have been done to make this thing better. We talked about inversing grid order. We talked about lower teams and our teams that don't accustomedly get points going into the sprint. We also talked about, I think Galacticus mentioned this, he said reserving the sprint races for the actual reserve drivers. Not only does that assist drivers with getting mileage, but it's kind of funny right there. You got to make sure you got a super license because that is still going to be a mandated race. So I guess if you don't have that super license, I don't think it will qualify. I got to look at the exact regs on that. But there were some things I think they could have done to make the sprint format once it came out a bit more exciting. But this right here, I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. I want to see what it's going to be, right? You got to give it a good, honest chance. Right now, Verstappen and it looks like Sainz and Leclerc will be pitting out of here. They're going to be on track very soon. And as you see right there, Lando currently sitting at the top of the chart. Trust me, I don't think that's going to last long. You see he's got his DR swing cracked. He's bending around turn 3 right there. Did a nice little job. I think he's still trying to find a little temperature in those tires. I don't think this is going to be a massive lap. I think this will probably be at least a couple of seconds off the pole time that Shaw laid down yesterday, which set the grid for Sunday. So he's not in risk. Now, the way this is set up, you have to remember, the sprint format now has no bearing on Sunday's grid order. Sunday's grid order was set yesterday for the qualifier. So Shaw is good for grid order on Sunday. He's got that locked in. Nothing's going to change that. This sprint shootout is for the grid order of the sprint race, which will take place later today. That's another change. We got a yellow flag right there right now in Sector 1, but it is not affecting Lando as he is still running hot, trying to get that time in. Oh, almost loses it right there. That's going to be a doozy. I'm telling you, I think there's going to be an incident right there in that turn and race day. You get a bunch of cars in there. Now, of course, it could change because more cars, they're a little bit more cautious going into that, not wanting to hit each other, some people anyway. But we'll see how that actually goes. The track is clear. No more yellow flags, so whatever was there is not there anymore. Mary Beanie, Lewis Purple, let's go. That's right, Sir Lewis Hamilton, forever. I feel you on that. And Mary Beanie knows that's how we live our lifestyle. Purple sectors all day, baby. So we doing that purple sector lifestyle, living my best life. Right now, K-Mag. Now, K-Mag, what would it look like if Haas lays down another pole position going into the sprint? Now, you didn't keep it long, but that was Haas's first pole position ever in their life. I just recently finished going off on Haas because Gunther is talking crazy and out the side of his neck. I think there's far more things for Gunther to concentrate on than Mercedes or any other top team that may be seeming out of form. You've never been in form since the time you've been in Formula One. Haas has not done anything for Formula One but become a joke, become a team that is known for wrecking up chassis. That's what Haas is known for. Let's just keep it real. They're not known for winning. K-Mag was in the rarest form ever on another galaxy, in another universe, on another alternate timeline when he got pole position. We all know how that kind of happened, but it happened, and I was happy for him because genuinely, K-Mag seems like he'd be a good dude. I don't know him personally. Didn't meet him when I was in COTA, but he seems like he'd be an okay dude. So I'd hope he would be. I'd like to think the better of somebody before the worst. So I was happy for him when he got that. I feel like it was a deserved moment for him. I'm not going to say overall the Haas team, but definitely K-Mag in an isolated situation. We got deleted lap times right there. Car 77, Bottas deleted lap time. Ocon deleted lap time. Stroll deleted lap time. And Alonso a deleted lap time right there. So DRS is enabled in zone 1. So let's continue on and see how this is all going to play out. Right now, we got Shaw at the top of this list. What would it be if Shaw locks down not only pole position for the Sunday race, but he locks down pole position for the sprint race, getting him an opportunity to try to make up on some of the points that he's missed thus far. And Oscar Piastri goes off into the runoff area, not able to make that turn 3. Turn 3 has been a doozy for some of these drivers. It has indeed been a doozy. So, yeah, we're going to look to see what turn 3 brings in the actual race day and even the sprint race later on the day. Now, no, I'm not going to come live for the sprint. I like to enjoy my races myself. sit down and actually enjoy the race. And then, we'll come back here. Like I said, we'll be in the Wolves Den post the sprint race. I'll set the time and everything for the family members. So all be there. If you are a family member, if you have a badge next to the side of your name and you're not in the Discord group yet, you need to be there. All right. You need to be there. Right now, as it sits, we got Shaw, we got Verstappen, and we got Carlos. Carlos joining the top 3. That's what I'm talking about. Now, that's what I want to see. Carlos needs to come on up. Williams' car and Albon sliding out a bit more there. Glad he didn't smack the wall. Perez at 4. So right now we got a Ferrari Red Bull mix-up. Hamilton sitting right there at 6, but Alonso pops into 3, knocking Hamilton down out of the top 5. And remember what I said, if you ain't in the top 5, you ain't alive. Stroll joins Alonso in the top 5. Aston Martin seeming to look a bit more like they have been earlier in this season and making Christmas colors. Ocon popping in at top 5. What do you know? Alpine sitting there. We do have a yellow flag. A driver has decided to turn that car sideways, almost blocking a portion of the track. So right there, yellow flags, sector 5. What the hell? No, it's not. What are they talking about? There's only 3 sectors in a track. This is crazy. Like, why would you say that? So it must be sector 3. Let's go, Ferrari. Don't mess this up. Racer X210 says, we are clear on track right now. DRS is enabled in zone 1. And Albon. Yeah, I think that's Alex Albon. He's got that DRS wing crack. It looks like Hamilton's getting ready to be on his flying lap. Let's see what kind of sector he lays down. Right now, top 5 is Shaw, Verstappen, Stroll, and Alonso, and Ocon from Alpine. Gasly not there. Gasly's going to be one of those questions for Alpine, like, was he really the best choice? Maybe, given what you had available. But at first I thought Nick DeVries, but not so much. But AT's been struggling, but Yuki's done better than Nick DeVries and AT machinery. So I can't give him that excuse. K-Mag joining the top 5, kicking him out. Okay, K-Mag, I see you. We were just talking about K-Mag, and he joins top 5. I like that. I do like that. So what do we got? Then I want to make sure I didn't miss any super chats. Mary Beanie. Yeah, I got all. Wait a minute. Yeah, I got all the super chats. Cool. Didn't miss any. I know Mary Beanie will probably let me know if I do miss some. She's very good at that. All right, so right now our top 5 are Shaw, Verstappen, Albon, Logan Sargent, and K-Mag. Williams joining the party. What do you know about that? Williams coming on up saying, we are here. The most recent American driver on the grid in Logan Sargent. A rookie, all right? Right now, Logan Sargent is indeed Will's pick for rookie of the season. I'm going to have to go because I don't want to pick the same driver. It's no fun picking the same driver. I'm going to go with Piastri, and the way we're going to judge that is basically which one of these rookies has more points at the end of the season. So I'm going to go with Piastri. Will is rocking with the Williams driver in Logan Sargent. I don't know if there's some common interest there from William being with Williams and Logan, an American. So he took that from me. So I'm going to have to go with Piastri, the driver who was in a child custody dispute between Alpine and McLaren. Ferrari getting close to that wall again, trying to make up what they can. As you see right there, Speed Trap, Sector 1, 226 kilometers an hour, being owned by Charles Leclerc. Sector 2 is owned by Max Verstappen at 240 kilometers an hour. Finish line trap speed, again, the Williams car, Logan Sargent, 346 kilometers an hour. Speed trap overall, Logan Sargent at 325 kilometers an hour. So, yeah, Williams has a fast car. It's just not fast in as many places as it needs to be a top 5 car. But I don't know if that might change. Those things could change, all right? So right now, what do you all say? 62% of you all said can win the race on Sunday. You said, yes, you believe Shaw can win the race on Sunday. So I'm going to ask you, I'm going to put another poll in the chat. Don't dance on it, just vote on it. I'm going to ask you who you have for the sprint shootout. So we're going to put some names up here. You're going to vote on them. I'm going to definitely have to put him in there. We're going to have to put, I don't know, man. Oh, Hamilton in top 3. Russell, top 5. Mercedes joining the top 5 party. What do you know? Hello, how are you doing, Mercedes? Did updates happen to do anything, or was it staying up late last night to make changes? As we saw Lewis Hamilton scouting on that SF23 Ferrari yesterday. Let me finish putting these names in right here because I got to put a name in right there. Let's see. And then last but not least, I think it's only going to be fair. Let's spread it out to see what some of you think. But honestly, I think we're going to have to put him in here. because it's just been kind of true to form. So here we go. Who do you have for the sprint shootout? Poll in the chat. Don't dance on it. Just vote on it. And let's see what we got. Galactica says, the power of Cosmic demands me to sponsor Wolfpack Performance keychains to the top 10 drivers at the end of the year Wolfpack Grudge Race. What Galacticus is talking about is this. Keychains. Keychains right here. That's what he's talking about. He is going to sponsor 10 keychains. Now, what's unfortunate is keychains are only available in the VIP box. They're only available in the VIP box. So he cannot sponsor those. Those are only awarded to a very select few VIP members. Oh my gosh! The Williams car is smashed up. We got a red flag. The Williams car is smashed up. Oh my goodness, Pierre Gasly's on pit wall. Williams car is smashed up. We just talked about this being a situation where indeed, were we going to see some mangled metal, carbon? Yes, the answer is yes now. Williams car smashed up. We already had a red flag yesterday in Q1. Q1 went way longer than it should have. And now we have a red flag right now, Q1, in the shootout. Spider R35 says the Quali Kings are back. Let's not be fooled by Ferrari. That indeed might be true. Quali Kings, they have been. Race Kings, they have not been. There we go. We got Foobs up here. I call him Foobs. That's his original name. Red Flag Williams, thank you very much. That car is jacked. The rear end of that car, the rear wing is completely mangled. I will buy that if Williams would like to sell it. I will take that at a very good discounted price. Hit me up, Williams. I'd like to purchase that from you. And it looks like, is that Logan Sargent? Is that Logan? I can't. He doesn't want to put the visor all the way up. He looks pretty. Whichever driver that is, looks shame. I didn't see the number. That is Logan Sargent, looking pretty shameful. That's Will's driver. That is Will's Rookie of the Year. Comes around the corner and pow, he smashes it up. There's Will's driver, Rookie of the Year. Oscar, don't let me down. All you have to do is not wreck the MCL 36 and we'll be okay. Woo, he tore that damn car up. Oh my gosh. We're in red flag conditions right now. Logan tore that car up. Oh my, it's like a slingshot. Any of you know what a slingshot is? That's what he did. He turned that Formula One car into a slingshot. That's pretty much what he did. Really, it might be a Can-Am. He turned it into a Can-Am, right? It's a three-wheel vehicle, whatever the case you want to be. It's no longer a Formula One car. It's an alternative vehicle, and he turned it into a three-wheel situation. Ooh, that ain't getting fixed. They're not coming back from that right now. They don't have enough time to fix all of the damage that Logan just did for himself. That car's out for the remainder of the session. If Williams is able to get that repaired in time to bring that back out, I'm going to be heavily amazed. Right now, it looks like we have an Alfa Romeo weighing in at this point in time. It probably is Joe because Valtteri looks like he's in the garage. So got some weight checks going on right there. We got a red flag. It says Shootout Q1 will not be resumed. It will not be resumed. We're only 25 seconds remaining out of there. It looks like they're going to go right into Q2. It's not going to be resumed. They're claiming the track is clear. I'm literally looking at them. That Williams car is still on track, and it's jacked. Logan is safe. He is out of the car, so that's very good for him. Of course, we knew by the nature of the collision that he should be okay, but you never know what can happen. It can only take 5 pounds to ruin somebody. So in the right situation, wrong position, wrong action, wrong range of motion. So we don't want to assume that he's okay because you know what you assume. A lot of people come here and assume. When you assume, you make an ass out of yourself. So, yeah, but Logan is walking under his own power. He is not happy, as I don't blame him for not being happy, but it is done for Williams. It is all going to be on the shoulders of Albon. And as you see right there, finish line and speed trap belong to Logan Sargent at 346 kilometers an hour for the finish line, 325 kilometers an hour for the speed trap. Meanwhile, sectors 1 and sector 2 is mixed up between Ferrari and Red Bull. So, yeah, Logan's done. He's out of there. So we'll be continuing on without him. Foob says it ain't an F1 side. It's an F1 sidecar. Dang, Foob's coming with the jokes this morning. Early this morning coming with the jokes. I love it. Big shout out. You see right there, Foob's definitely has a green badge. Definitely probably should, if not, Foob's probably already received his shirt. I definitely been trying to stay on top of that, sending out the shirts. Been crossing these names off the list, like to the point where at this point in time, listen, we got MK, we got Messaker, we got Mr. Banks, we got Trevor Robinson, Robert Ravelli, Mikey S, Dolly Hadale, we got Mimi Young, 5,000, Candidate Solomon, Jess Dario, Jason Woodward, Wendell Jenkins, Dave, New School, Old School. You need to contact me for your shirt. Jamal Paget, the Art 2 Tech, Lady T, Akondu, Kondu's already been backed up, Lloyd Wishart, Gerald Nelson, Tambrolo 94, Hassan Dodd, Nina Music, Blackhearted Mad Dog, Ricky Jr., France, because I think I already packed them up. They got off. Addison Eyes Open, Justin Lewis. Listen, hey, contact me. You need to be in the Discord to contact me for your shirt. I'm not going to send it if you contact me in the comment section, because it is your job as a member to take full ability and full privileges that you have. And part of those privileges are being in the Discord group. So part of the motivation for you to continue to get your shirt, which is free of charge, you don't pay anything shipping, and Discord is already part of your membership. Get in the Discord group, DM me, and so I can get your name, shipping address, and send you your shirt straight up. Come on, we got to get the rest of the family member in there. We have well over. I'm not going to even say the number because haters be in there and then they'll say, oh, no. We have a lot of family members. All right. And probably only 25% of you all are in the Discord as of yet. Do what you need to do. Get into the Discord group. It's there. We're going to have conversations today. A front wing and rear wing is not cheap. Guaranteed. Foobs is on fire, Sylvia Wick. Foobs is definitely on fire, coming with some jokes this morning. He's coming with that heat for these teams if they making these mistakes. He ain't playing around. He's not playing around at all. And I love it. So right now, as you see, I'm not going to fool you. Right now, we're still yellow flag. We're still stuck on the clock at 25 seconds. It is reported supposedly that at least Q2 is going to be delayed, but we will not be finishing out that 25 seconds for Q1 in the shootout. So right now, 12 minutes will be negated. We're going to go into Q2, which will be 10 minutes for those drivers. They still will be on medium tires. Now, I got another question. How about this? 52% of you are going for Shaw in the shootout. Right now, Shaw is sitting on position right now. He's sitting pretty good. I got a poll for you, and this is going to be interesting. All right, poll in the chat. Don't dance on it, just vote on it. And I think Foob said yesterday, what if no, it was Freaks Dogs Flair said, what if I dance on it and vote on it? Go ahead, do what you got to do. So do you think the mandatory tire selection is affecting the incident rate? Do you think that is a situation right now? By the way, you know I got the honey bun. Had to get the honey bun on deck. You know that. This is still a qualifier. So honey bun's on deck during qualifying. Right now it says that it is clear. It says we will start at 12:53. So in 3 minutes, Q2 means they will have 8 minutes. They are still on medium tires, compound tires, and cars are starting to roll down pit lane. Haas coming out there, almost running into the Mercedes cars, managed to not do that, staying clear. They are in line, and we are about to be go time right now. Go time. Right now, my time, Eastern Standard Time, it is 10 minutes from 5 a.m. It is 4:50 in the morning, and I am rocking and popping tall with the Wolfpack fam and excited to be here. So that's what we got going on right now. And good morning to everybody. Lace, Mary Beanie, Jay London, Michael Dixon. I see you all up there. Big shout out to y'all. Galacticus, Sylvia Wick, Kelly, Spider 35, Wildcat, Racer X210. Family members starting to pour in here as the sun may start to crest up on the horizon over here on the east coast of America. We'll see soon. Right now, we got Christian Horner's mug on the screen, and that ain't a very good mug to be watching. Trust me on that. And most times it's in the cry mode. But right now, he's pretty happy because Red Bull's doing pretty good because that RB19 is a rocket ship. They should be clearing that clock pretty soon for us to go ahead and start shootout. They're calling it SQ2, Shootout Quali 2. Right there, I will show you the board has been cleared, which means we are going in. The clock has been reset to 10 minutes. As you see right there, drivers that didn't make it, they got knocked out, is the entire team of Alfa Romeo is out. The Gasly is out, and all of AT AlphaTauri is out. All right, they are out. Gasly, where Ocon coming in at 14, Gasly not making it. Gasly's been pretty consistent on not making it through qualifying stages. He's also coming off of a bad incident that he caused and did not get penalized for. Yesterday was not his day, as the car caught on fire and then he wrecked the car. And as it sits right now, he's not doing well for his team, not making it through the shootout, not putting them in position to at least try to grab some of these points. And this is what I was talking about. As for, we got 52 seconds before we actually start SQ2. So just chill out, pump your brakes. Let me talk to you for a second. This is what I was talking about when we were talking about the possible formats of the sprint. Drivers like Gasly, De Vries, Yuki, Bottas, Zhou, Hulk, Ocon, Piastri, K-Mag, Sargent, and Albon. These are, or we'll stop at Sargent. These are the drivers that we would like to see in the sprint race, because these are the drivers that are less likely to get points in the actual race. So they're going to fight their hearts out. Oh, somebody's got a shirt that says Lewis Hamilton, 8-time world champion. Maybe I should make one of those, put it up on the site, let you all buy it up. I might actually do that. I also might make a Max Verstappen shirt as well. We got 9 seconds, but this is what I was talking about. This is what I was referring to. I felt it would have made a better challenging, competitive situation for the sprint. See, I'm all about competition and competitiveness. And I think if you breed good competition and you give good goals and challenges, inevitably entertainment will be there, because the entertainment factor is us seeing competitors work their hardest and try their best in midst of competition. I think the FOM, Liberty Media, and Formula One and the FIA got it wrong. They're looking for entertainment first as byproduct, challenging and competition being a byproduct of entertainment. And I think that's the wrong way they're going about it. At least that's how it's coming off to me. Right now, we got cars on track. They are changing position. Galactic says grudge drivers will be 6 months and invoice me for key. Okay. So I tell you what we're going to have to do. Oh, that's damn. That's true. That is, Galactic is putting up a petition better than Ferrari. Galacticus says drivers will be in 6 months, so they should be eligible for the keychain. Oh, Galacticus, that is pretty good, brother. You know what? Galacticus, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to look into it. I'm going to look into a separate batch of keychains, and then it will be completely legal. Galacticus putting up a good petition right there. Ferrari didn't do so good with their petition for review. I felt that they offered up some weak elements of evidence that definitely didn't pay out for them. So not only I felt they were weak, but FIA felt they were weak. The review board felt they were weak, and that's why they didn't get their situation overturned. I felt had they brought other elements of evidence that I outlined in a video, it probably would have worked out better for them. So, yeah. Good deal right there, Galacticus. You just promoted an action. I'm going to look into it. We're going to see about a different set of keychains that will be available for purchase, as well as Galacticus sponsoring a batch of those keychains to go out to the top 10 finishes. So I'm going to find out, Galacticus, how do you want to run that? Do you want it to be like the top 10 at the end of the racing series is who you're going to sponsor those keychains for? Or if we end up having a bracket, you'll have a top 10 in either bracket. How do you want to run that? How do you want to sponsor those keychains? It is completely up to you. I just want to be sure and clear. Outline that for me in a DM so I can also write that down along with the honey buns, the hats, and the T-shirts and everything else, because I'm keeping note of all that. So when it comes time, I can present it how it needs to be presented. So let me know how you want to run those keychains. Right now, as we see Verstappen number 2, Mercedes 2 and 3, Perez 4. So Mercedes is in between 2 very fast Red Bulls. We already know Max Verstappen is a front runner, so him being out in clean air in that RB19 definitely is a situation that is not going to void well for a lot of people. Likely Max Verstappen out front in clean air, he's just going to continue increasing that gap in that RB19. I'm really interested to see what the RB20 is going to look like, because right now they're just bringing updates to a car that's not broke is just going to continuously get better. So other teams are going to have to develop. Oof, Perez and Max Verstappen. I'm telling you, there's something going on here. I don't know if it's going to be completely laid at the responsibility of the format more than it is this circuit. Baku can bring about some ugly things, and it already has. It's bitten Gasly, and now it's bitten Logan Sargent, completely wrecked cars. This race could be interesting at the front load, and then it might taper off toward the mid to top half, so the bottom half. So we'll see. We got green flag conditions, so we're good. That yellow flag is cleared. So we're going to see what happens there. Right now, Perez at the top of the charts. Purple sectors. Purple. That's what I'm talking about. Purple sectors. Verstappen saying, I got one more purple sector than you do have. So that tells me I'm going to sit at the top. Max Verstappen taking that over with a 142.4. There it is. We're seeing those similar times now. We saw what Shaw laid down. Can he come back and do that again? Likely it's going to be an SQ3 when they get on soft tire compounds. And we got a Haas MoneyGram car right there locking up, almost tearing up the front wing, managing to stop that car in time on yellow compound tires. So, yeah, he stopped that car in time. Woo, that was close. That front nose was inches away from that wall. Galacticus says, doesn't matter. P1 to P10 gets a keychain. Hey, I love it. Fool says, Lewis, 143.1. Russell behind. Yes, 3-4. That is true. They are top 5. Ocon capping that top 5 at the bottom. Ocon is definitely doing a better job than Gasly at this point in time. Sylvia Witt Kelly says, Mr. T. Renzo, I'm going to gift you a T-shirt. Get in touch with Jay with your shirt size. Just know you have our support always. Jay, please invoice me spreading the love. No worries. I will go ahead and I will do that. Sylvia Witt Kelly sponsoring Jay London a shirt. So do this for me. Jay London, get into the Discord. Contact me with the shirt size. For a Purple Sectors Lifestyle shirt. Let me know which shirt you do want. There are several different colors. As far as the shirt, Paul having like a few of those colors. I think he's ordering the ash. He has the turquoise and he has the OG black. And then Sylvia Wick, I will invoice you for that as well. So yeah, definitely get with me on that. And then I'll just, I'll pay for it on my end up front so we can go ahead and get ready to start going out. So Jay London, get in contact with me about your shirt size and which color you want. And then I will get that going. Sylvia Wick up here blessing people. So indeed, I'm keeping track of some things. I keep track of all the super chats, but I'm keeping track of other things because I'm thinking about doing something completely different with Tier 2. Tier 2 might be completely different than it was last season. Thinking about doing something pretty different than probably any other channel has done. So it's going to be something towards the end of the season, but y'all stay tuned. But I am keeping track of activity and things that like Sylvia Witt Kelly's doing. She blessed at least over 5 people, 6 to 5 people over. Mr. T. Renzo, get in contact with me. I seen Jay and I went Jay London. Mr. T. Renzo, get in contact with me. There we go. Got my alarm set. Boom. So Mr. T. Renzo, get in contact with me, please. And I will get your stuff. Mr. T. Renzo, get into the Discord. Jay London, thank you for your honest and your character. Max Verstappen would not have done that. He would have just got in contact with me and took that. You did not. That's the difference between you and Max Verstappen, character and integrity. So yeah, get in contact with me and I'll make that happen. Sylvia Witt, also you get in contact with me as you always are, and you do such a great job, Queen. So let me see some more of these super chats. I got the last one, so I'm good on that. And right now, we got 3 minutes. We're about to be in sub 2 minutes. And right there, it is Max Verstappen in the pits, still holding on to SQ2 right here. Leclerc in second, Perez third, Alonso fourth, and Sainz fifth, knocking Mercedes out of the top 5. And Ocon also being knocked out of there. But it is interesting to see that Papaya team in the top 10. Maybe some things have worked out for them. We will see about that. We are only 2 minutes out. It looks like Russell is going to be on a flying lap right now. Right now, he's laying down yellow. We do have a yellow flag coming up in Sector 1 as well. And I'm looking to see if we're going to have any deleted lap times. Pit lane exit is open as well. So keep that in mind, just updating you on that. And right now, winds are south, due south, 2.2 kilometers an hour. The track temp is 49.5 Celsius, while air temp is 24.7 Celsius. Humidity is 67%. There is still no rain. We have a clear day, clear track, clear ways to go. But it seems like that may not matter so much as Baku has been offering challenges for these cars to remain and stay stuck on track. So we'll see how the end of this turns out. Right now, drivers in risk of not making it into SQ3, as it's being called, is Oscar Piastri, K-Mag, Ocon, Hulk, and Logan Sargent. Of course, he's going to give somebody a free pass. Logan Sargent gifting somebody a free pass into SQ3. Way to go, Logan. Way to make that happen. That's very, very thoughtful of you. As yesterday, we had two drivers, I think Gasly and DeVries gave people free passes to continue on to the qualifying session. So big shout out to them for being so giving, if that's the type of gifts you want to give. That's not the type of gift I want to give. I'm not trying to give you a free pass in the SQ, nothing. I'm trying to make it all the way through that, but we know drivers don't. But what I mean by gifting it, they literally didn't have time to finish that at all. So we'll see how this goes. Right now, look, whoo, that Ferrari came through there hot, kicking up debris in the background, which some of that debris may need to get off track. That could cause a situation. Marshals probably need to look closer at that and see what kind of debris that is that Ferrari just kicked up. Also, right now, Verstappen's still holding. It doesn't look like Shaw entered into a yellow flag situation. So that probably, yellow flag right there, green flag. Track is now clear. Going to need to see if he can get that up going. There's only 48 seconds left. Can he do that? We'll see. Right now, he sits second behind Verstappen while Sainz is sitting fifth. That's our top five all the way up for Alonso, Perez, Charles, and Max Verstappen. Ferrari off into the runoff area. Carlos Sainz running off into the runoff area right there, locking it up, but managing to save that car, use that escape route not to cause any more damage. He will reverse that. There's not enough room right there, I don't think, for him to do a complete 360 spin. Fred Vasseur is on camera. Also, Fred Vasseur talked about some things that we'll talk about in F1 Minute on Monday at 8:30 Standard Eastern Time. We're going to have to talk about Ferrari, definitely. Lando going through my favorite portion of the track right there, the castle section. I like that combination of S turns uphill. It's one of my favorite portions of that track. And right now, turn 3 is becoming one of my favorite sections because it offers a challenge for these teams and these drivers. Gotta love some fireworks. You know, being an American, you gotta love some fireworks. All right, so let's go. Let's see what we got. Max in the pit. He doesn't need to worry about the Red Bulls in the pit. It looks like there's zero time in SQ2, so the last cars coming across this line, we're going to see where they sit. As it sits right now, Ocon, Piastri, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, and Sargent, of course, are going to be the 5 drivers that are not going to proceed or promote themselves in the SQ3. All right. It seems like it's not going well for Williams, at least with Sargent. I don't think if he not had that accident, he'd be there. I think he'd be, I don't know, he might still be in the drop-off zone. He might still be. Definitely not going good for Gasly, and definitely been an abysmal season for Alfa Romeo, which Audi is coming to take over that team at some point in time. That's, either it's going to make a major comeback for a minor setback or inverse order of that. But I'm going to be looking to see what Audi's going to do 2026 when they take over that Sauber chassis, if they're going to do a better job, because right now there's supposed to be like bits of implementation of Audi even at this point in time. So we'll see what happens right there. Let me see if I missed a super chat. Yes, Lewis. I read that. I read that super chat already. I read that. Lewis, 1.431. Russell behind. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I got that one. So we're good on that. I am indeed getting hungry too. So we are out of there. Track is clear. Last car is coming across. I don't think anything majorly is going to change. Looks like Piastri, all of Haas, and Ocon will complete the order for Alpine being out of going into SQ3. So Alpine is out. Haas is out. Alfa Romeo is out. AlphaTauri is out. Yeah, all of them are out. Only person hanging on by, two people hanging on by a thread, and they've made it into SQ3, and I don't think they'll change their position. I think Albon probably will likely stay where he is, if not sink, because Norris might be able to jump up. But if we look at the speed traps, we look at Sector 1, Leclerc has the fastest there, 233 kilometers an hour. He also claimed Sector 2 at 244 kilometers an hour, while Logan Sargent being out, his speed trap and his finish line speeds have not been beaten. Logan Sargent hanging on to those by 1 more kilometer an hour than Perez at 346, and really being tied with Stroll at 325 kilometers an hour at the speed trap. So Logan showing that Williams car does have some speed, and we mentioned this, but it's not really doing them much justice to crack. Like, I don't know. Well, I really, I can't say that. It is doing them justice because Williams is doing better this season. And right now, SQ3, they're in the top 10. And if we look at, let's take a look at the classifications based off yesterday and take a look at where they were. Because right now, we got some time before SQ3. So if we look at the classifications of qualifying, which set the grid order for this coming up Sunday, let's see where Williams was. So Williams, Logan Sargent at 15, and Alex Albon at 13. So is this where they will be in the race? And if it is, that's steps forward than they were last season. Because last season, you were likely to see Williams sitting around 19, 17 through 20. At least coming into this season, it looks like Williams is going to be like a bottom S midfield contender. You know what I'm saying? From like 6 to what? I say 6 to 14. To me, like that's kind of like the midfield to me. 6 to 14 is like midfield. It's like the top of midfield is 6, bottom is 14 to me. That's my opinion. Like all of that is mixed in. Then you got the back markers from like 15 to 20. And then top of the grid is going to be 5 to boom. Well, you could technically say 6. Let's do that. 6, 1 to 6 is like top. 2 drivers per team, 3 teams up there. Then from 7 to 14 is like that midfield area. And then from 15 on down is your back marker, right? So right now, it seems Alex has been able and Williams is kind of knocking at the back door of really kind of being in that midfield contention. I would like to see them more around 9 and 10. And I said that if Williams can manage to put their car in points a majority of the races, that will be a monumental progress for them. Majority of the races to collect a point almost every race, at least by 10. I'm loving that for them. Right now, the board is cleared out. The time is reset to 8 minutes. Remember, we dropped 2 minutes every SQ section. We're down to 8 minutes, and now the teams will be on soft tires, all right? They will be on red label tires right there on that sidewall, so keep a lookout for that. Also, times should improve as they're on a softer compound, so we'll see what happens with that. Galactica says teams cannot sleep on this format or you are out, and that is true. So right now, let me ask that question. Let me ask that. We'll end that 66% of you all said yes. Let me ask you how you're feeling about this so far. All right, so I'm going to have to put some options in there. All right. Wondering. And of course, gotta put a hated in there. Gotta put a hated in there. Poll in the chat. Don't dance on it. Just vote on it. Let me know how you're feeling so far about this shootout. And I think right now it's about time for me to crack open a honey bun. Ooh, 50% already still wondering. Track is clear, like I said. Track is clear. Don't forget, if you didn't know, let me tell you right now, this is pretty much how things are going. Sprint Shootout, if you're just joining us and you're kind of just joining in what's going on right now. Somebody had a shirt says, Max, we are back. I don't know when they ever left. They shoot them in 2021, and since then they've been winning championships and likely to win 2023 championships. So I don't know how valid that shirt was, but this is what you're anticipated to see if you're just joining us and you didn't have any clue about what this format is about. We've already exited out of the SQ1 and SQ2, which gave us 12 and 10 minutes. We are now in SQ3, which will only give us 8 minutes. And we're on mandatory soft tires as before. In SQ1 and SQ2, we were on medium tires. This is what's happening, and this is setting the grid order for the sprint race that is following later today. All right? So there you go. Just a brief summary of what you are about to embark in. Cars are out on track. The clock has started, and I am about to enjoy honey bun. Max Verstappen trying to get some heat in those tires. They got a report. BWT is fully focused on the sprint. Well, no shit. They're out of the race. They're out of the sprint shootout. They ain't got nothing else to focus on but that. I want Alex Albon to do something. I'm really rooting for Alex. I am for real. I would like Alex to do something. I'm really rooting for that guy. I really hope McLaren was going to do better this season too, so I'm looking for them to make some improvements. Lando's not out on track yet. The Ferrari boys are not on track. Quali Kings are not out on track. Oh, there they go. Let me see what y'all saying. Still wondering. That's fair. 53% say still wondering. 24% coming in second place by a marginal difference, though. Says, I like it. Okay. Damn, 18% said they hate it. And 6% said not so much. I'm kind of like neutral. I think more than anything, I'm really loving what the track is offering the drivers. The format itself is like not really doing anything for me, but this is technically like quali for the sprint race. I think the sprint race is where we see the ending result of this format taking place. So what we'll see there will be, evidence to say whether this sprint shootout format delivers an overall competitive session for the sprint. That's what we're really looking for. So that's why we're going to set the Wolves Den for later on today. You'll watch the sprint shootout. You'll see the sprint race. You'll have some time to digest, go back, look. By the time we have Wolves Den, you probably should have, some people aren't even awake right now to watch it. They'll watch it. Galactus says, is it me or is the clock going faster than normal? I don't know, Galactus. Let me see. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3. No, that's about right. That's about 1,000. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Yeah, that's about right. When you play football, you can't rush me 5 Mississippi before you rush me. You have to sit there 5 Mississippi, 1. You was got 5, 4 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 2. You were trying to get it over with. As long as you said Mississippi, it didn't matter how fast you went. I'm coming in there to crack you. Look at Perez. Perez, what are you doing, buddy? Perez says, I'm doing what the hell I want to do. I'm trying to win the WDC, Wolfpack. I hear you, Perez. A lot of us don't think they don't let you do it, though. 144, 141.87. There we go. Albon. Lewis Hamilton cracking the 142. Let's go. Russell right behind him. Where are all those people that usually be in the chat? Why is nobody saying Hamilton is schooling Russell? Because you're quick to say Russell is schooling Hamilton if the order is inverse. Why you don't have the same energy? Oh, I get it. You're going to wait, hoping that Russell gets on top, and then you'll say, oh, Russell's schooling Hamilton. All meanwhile, the entire qualifying sessions, Hamilton's been schooling Russell. I mean, come on, man. Y'all keep saying, y'all lame. There'll be some lame people out here. Anyway, Red Bull locks out 1 and 2 right now. SQ3. This is going to. Oh, Charles said not so fast. 141.6. Ferrari boy coming up. Let's go. Sainz entering the top 5. Lewis Hamilton capping the top 5 off right there. We got Lewis, Sainz, Verstappen, Perez, and Leclerc in the top 5 with Leclerc on position to have pole for the sprint race as it sits right now. It's about to be less than 3 minutes to make something happen. Max Verstappen almost putting that car into the wall, managing to put his driving skills to work and gathering that car up. Good job, Max. You don't want to wreck up that RB19, especially in the rear with them having driveline issues. What's up, Kenya? What's up, Tyree? Lenny, what's happening? There goes that honey bun. Some better shake. I like this. Albon in at 7, though. I'm not mad at it. Albon coming up and Norris sinking. I thought it would be the other way around, but I was wrong. And Albon says it so. Albon says, Wolfpack, man, you be rooting for me. Don't hold me back. I'm not going to hold you back no more, Albon. I ain't going to do that to you. So 2 minutes remaining. Board is out. We're going to see what these drivers end up doing. Right now, winds have calmed down. It's 1.8 kilometers an hour due northeast. Track temp 49.6 Celsius, as well as air temp 23.4, 65% humidity. Humidity dropped by 1 point. Matter of fact, let's check that out real quick because I want to see where was that? Where did Lando finish yesterday? Lando finished 7th in qualifying yesterday to set the grid for Sunday. So he would have slid back at least 3 spots. Meanwhile, Albon was 13th yesterday and is now 7th today. So definitely some things changing up there. So let's get back and check these cars out. Less than 1 minute to be remaining in SQ3, and we're about to see who is going to be on pole position for the sprint race later today. Is Shaw going to lock down both pole positions? That would be an awesome morale builder for not only just him, but Ferrari altogether, as well as Ferrari fans. I do indeed like that a lot. I'm hoping he gets it because this season thus far has been rough for him, and I would honestly like to see him do better. I don't really know if I see Shaw anywhere else, but at the same time, if Ferrari's not going to do what they need to do to give this driver the tools and the machinery he needs to try to be the best version of himself, at that point, then you can blame Shaw, right? If you give him everything, you say, listen, we're giving you the best. The strategies are good. The setup is good. The machinery is good. But that's not the case right now. And I know Shaw has made some mistakes, but inevitably, I think the team holds larger responsibility for the failure of Ferrari. And I've showed you this much as we talked about the Massa situation. So I'm rooting for Shaw to do something this season. I'm rooting for him to do something this season. I ain't even mad if he can manage to get up off his Heiner keister and Ferrari can get in there for the Constructors' Championship. I think the Driver Championship is saying too much right now, as well as it would be for Mercedes. Red Bull kind of having that locked up S. Oh my gosh! And right when I say this, a Ferrari goes into the wall. Oh my damn goodness! Ferrari, why do you do this? Why do you do this? Why do they consistently fumble it up? That is 0 time on the clock. Lewis Hamilton, right there, top 5. Why do they do this? Right now, you've left it in the hands of somebody else. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Why do they do these things? I'm gonna wait. What's his time? He doesn't do it. Shaw might be safe. Let's go. Come on, Saints. There we go. So it doesn't happen. Just right when it's like, don't do anything stupid, Ferrari manages to do something, ruining the front wing of that car. Charles Leclerc, right when I talked about him doing some things, that is what I'm talking about. He has a habit. Of doing those type of things. We saw it in Imola. We see it now. We saw it. What was the other race he did? I mean, we've seen it plenty of times. Was it Monza? We've seen it plenty of times. He's done this, running right into the damn wall. Bro, you would have been better off keeping the steering wheel turned. It was more track to the left than it was to the right. What the hell told you to turn the steering wheel right? There was no track left over there. You would have been better off going left, the car possibly going into a spin, and you likely may have avoided that or been able to collect it. But these are the things that Shaw does that pisses me off. When he does that, SQ3 is over. You're really fortunate that you laid down that lap to secure SQ3. He brings the car into pole position 1 with half of a front wing. I'm happy for him, but I need you to do better, Shaw. I need you to do a better job when this happens. You are making driver errors that are costing you position. It's already bad enough you got the team that causes you positions. You have strategy that causes you positions. At times you have bad power units that cause you positions. Don't be a catalyst for your own failure. That's what I'm talking about. And whoever made that tweet that said Haas is in the right direction, you're lying. They're not in the right direction. They're in the same direction, doing nothing good fast. Stop playing with me. Lease Lando made it in an SQ3. Right now, he's 10th of that. Today, he'll start 10th. It was still a qualifier. I don't think there was anything like great that kind of stood out, but we'll talk about that later. But right there's your qualifying order for the grid for the sprint today. Shaw coming in again, bringing in that position for the first shootout qualification of Formula One. Shaw is the first one. It can never be done again. SQ belongs to him. He polled it first. Congratulations, Shaw. That's going to be a thing talked about. I don't know if it's going to be a record. It'll be a thing talked about. Sylvia Wade Kelly. Shaw just can't keep his cool. He gets a great place, then buckles it. He does. That's what he does. He buckles. I think he gets overexcited. He's got to calm down. So right now we got Shaw, Perez, Verstappen, Russell, Sainz, Hamilton, Albon, Alonso, Stroll, Norris. Russell coming in fourth right there, laying a better time than Hamilton right there. So I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot of haters in the chat right now for that. Where they was quiet, they was shh. Yesterday it was quiet. I can't. Y'all are rats. Y'all come out the hole when it gets dark and crumbs on the floor. That's what you do. Just saying. It's funny to me. But there it is. Papaya team at 10, 11, Hulk 12, Ocon 13, K-Mag 14, Sargent 15, Joe Boda 16 and 17, Sonoda 18, Gasly 19, and DeVries 20. DeVries, you've been 20 for a long time, bro. You need to come up out of there. I expected so much more. So that is it. That is SQ, the first SQ, the sprint shootout qualification. Charles Leclerc claiming the pole position once again for a second day back-to-back in Baku. The first driver to get pole position in the shootout qualification format. Will he also win the sprint race tomorrow? He's got Max Verstappen and Perez behind him in the RB19. Has Ferrari made enough updates to be fast in a race? We know that they can be fast in qualifying. We saw that last season, right? We saw them be fast in qualifying last season. That's nothing new. The big question is, can they be fast in the race? Can they do that? That's what we really want to know. Right now, we know qualifying, they can be fast. But can they be fast in the race? That's where it's really going to count. It helps them right now to be fast in qualifying because it puts them in a very good position to win the race. But over the course of the race, can Ferrari have good strategy? Can Ferrari have good pit stops? Can Ferrari have machinery operating to peak optimal performance? And can the drivers manage to not ruin all of the ladder? That's the real question. That's the real question. And I think a lot of people may need to take note. I'm just gonna say this. Russell has benefited not only from safety cars, but it would seem that maybe that yellow flag that happened around 5:18 this morning may have indeed preserved or gave him a little bit of a boost to have that position. But just saying. But either way it goes, it happens. That's what happens in racing. So he's getting a hat. Shaw's getting a hat. It's a nice little hat, though. It looks pretty cool. That's a little swaggish hat right there with the holographic type on the front. That's cool. Oh, that Pirelli hat is fire. That's a fire Pirelli hat. He gets a fire Pirelli hat for that SQ pole position. That's fire right there, Shaw. Hang that up, buddy. So that's what we got. Sprint race will be coming soon. Jay London, we will be live for the sprint race. No, I tell you what. Well, no, I won't be. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be live for the sprint race because I like to watch the race myself, kind of sit down. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch the sprint race just like the rest of you, and then we're going to be in the Wolves Den later today, and then we'll talk about the sprint race then. That's what we'll do. We'll do that, all right? So I want to watch the sprint race and just kind of really enjoy it, and then I'll be hungry again by then so I can sit down, eat, enjoy it, do yard work, work on the cart. Got to get the little one's cart together. We got a race coming up, I think, next week. So right now it's in the shop for an alignment and to check the clutch. Then we'll do some work here at the house to get ready for that. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be Charles Leclerc does it again. I mean, Baku coming back out after that break, it seems like he may indeed have more motivation and determination to do what he needs to do. But more so than that, Ferrari may have done some things that they needed to do that has shown positive results. So Wolves Den, we will see you later. I've gotten up at 3 a.m. to be here with you this morning, and I loved it. I loved it. I love being here with y'all. I had a magazine article interview yesterday. I want to let y'all know about that. I had a magazine article interview yesterday. I won't name the magazine until it comes out, and I'll put the article and post a link. But they asked me a question. They said, what's your most memorable and fun moment since you've been in the Formula One space as far as content? And I said, you know what? Y'all just came to mind. I said, my family. My Wolfpack family is my most memorable and greatest moment. Like, to see the amount of people that have shown me love, that have decided to build a community with me from all different types of backgrounds, different shades, colors, and creeds. We honestly believe in people over politics and character over color, and I love it. And I said, that's my most fun. And I even named some of y'all. Like, so I don't know if they're going to put that in the article, but you all are my most, not even going to COTA supersedes my experience that I have with you all when we do this right here. Not even COTA, not even being in the paddock, not even meeting the drivers, not even seeing this to me is the best part of what I do, is being with you all at odd times in the morning, late times in the day, lives, the Wolves Den. Communing with my family is the best part overall, and it's not even a competition for it. It's not. So that's what I said. So we'll see later. Don't forget, also, I'll announce this again. We have a new VIP member that will be presented on Sunday for finale lap. All right. Also, we will be spinning the wheel for the gift card for the spinoff for Freak's Dogs Flair. Freak Dogs Flair will be spinning for his gift card, $25 or $50 gift card. He'll be spinning for because he won kickback quality trivia. So what that is during the regular qualifier for the grid on Sunday, we have a trivia games. The person that wins that, I spin for a $25 or $50 gift card, and I send that out to you. So, hey, Stinky, bro, meeting you was awesome as hell too, bro. Like, that's my bro. Hey, matter of fact, credit Stinky working with me over the phone to kind of get us set up for the live quality. As you know, things took place last time. We were trying to see some things. Stinky got with me, my bro Brian, my bro Justin. Like, they really be with me on the back end. Like, it's just not on the front end. We talk on the back end. We're gonna have some more things we're working on going forward as well. But big shout out to Stinky, man. You definitely, bro, I appreciate you, man. Love you much for that energy and putting us on and definitely helping me get things in order to come back in better form this weekend. So credit to Stinky for that. DZP Production. Remember to check them out. They also have a racing series. They also have a YouTube channel. They also have a Twitter. So check them out as well. That's Wolfpack Fam is indeed. All right. So let me make sure I didn't miss any super chat. Wolves Den, tune in for the Wolves Den. Big shout out to Sylvia Wick Kelly. Big shout out for Mary Beanie, always keeping me on the straight and narrow. Jay London says we'll be live for the sprint, and I read that one. So other than that, I am out. I'm about to go and talk to my brothers, Nasha and Cam. We meet routinely on the weekend, so I'm about to go talk to them, get with them, and see what we got popping. So big love to you all. I will see you all later for the Wolves Den. I am out. Peace.